Hi, my name is Jonathan Smythe. I'm in the Natural Disasters course, and I'm going to start doing my infographic. My first disaster was an earthquake in 2006 in Japan on April 14th. These are my mechanical processes that occurred. Plate tectonics occur along boundaries such as convergent, divergent, and transform. It occurred on a crustal fault within the Eurasian plate. So that's why this earthquake occurred. It's very hard to defend against earthquakes. The most you can have is a warning system, in my opinion, that can help. But other than that, you're kind of in the hands of Mother Nature. Regions at risk are as followed: Mashiki, Japan; Higashi, ward of Kamada City in the Kyushu region in southwest Japan. Those are regions at risk. Human environmental impacts by the natural disasters. I'll just sum it up by saying that homes and buildings were destroyed, villages, and numerous landslides took place. So it was a very bad earthquake, a devastating one with tons of rebound effects. How you could reduce the impact of the disaster would be just warning systems, in my opinion. Better warning systems would be key to defending these. My disaster number 2 was a tsunami, specifically the 2011 Japan tsunami that killed over 15,000 people. A mechanical process was the sudden movement of the ocean caused by an earthquake. The regions at risk were the Indian Ocean near the west coast of Sumatra. Sendai, Honshu, Mayaka, Japan was mostly affected. The human environmental impacts. Humans were mainly impacted by this tragic disaster. A lot of homes, a lot of electricity was out, just a lot of damage overall, just too much to go through. But it was horrifying, and there's movies on it, and it was one of the worst tsunamis that ever took place. So reducing the impact of the disaster would just be a better warning system, and I guess you could try to have a strong defense system and emergency plans to minimize the damage. But other than that, the tsunami was huge, so there's limitations on what you could actually do. My third disaster was a flood. I chose the Jozo, Japan flood in 2015. The mechanical process was the accumulation and urbanization are the main reasons why the floods occur. This one was caused by an extensive amount of rain with a day after a tropical storm brought winds up to 125 kilometers an hour. Regions at risk were Jozo, Ibaraki, and Dushi, northeast of Tokyo. All areas surrounding those areas too. Human environmental impacts. Humans were affected mostly. Homes were completely submerged in water, and land was destroyed across the city. How you could reduce this impact of this disaster would be a better warning system, better plans in securing people and getting them out of the danger, no matter where they live. I think out of the 3, this one could have been the most preventable, based on the fact that they should know the weather and how it's going to be. So, yeah. Linkages and why Japan is constantly being affected by these natural disasters. Japan has had lots of earthquakes, catastrophic and seismic activity in the past. Earthquakes are the vibration caused by rocks breaking under stress. So when they're by faults and you're surrounded by the ocean, there's very little you can do to defend. You're a very vulnerable country at that point. All of Japan's natural disasters in the past include tsunamis, floods, typhoons, earthquakes, cyclones, and volcanic eruptions. The country has gone through many years of disasters affecting its economy, development, and social life. My last point is Japan's past. 2 out of the 5 most expensive natural disasters in recent history have occurred in Japan, costing 181 billion in the years 2011 and 1995 only. This is horrifying for the people in that country. It's just very sad to hear that. Japan has also been the site of some of the 10 worst natural disasters of the 21st century. And that concludes my quick presentation on natural disasters all occurring in Japan. Thank you for listening.